Hey guys, welcome back. It's Missy, and if you're new here, welcome. I am a life and relationship coach, and on this channel we get to the root of the issue and we learn how to heal and deal. So if that's your thing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to be a part of the fam. Today we're going to be talking about what happens when you confront the narcissist or you tell the narcissist that they are a narcissist, which I definitely 100% know what happens. So stick around till the end and I'll share my personal experience. So if you're watching this video, you probably have already done all the research, determined that you have a narcissist in your life, whether it's a boss, a sister, an aunt, a mom, a partner. You just know like they have narcissistic traits. And so now you're like, oh great, I wonder what will happen if I tell them. Maybe it will fix it. Maybe there's something that I could do to change the dynamic so that way we can have a better dynamic. Like we know the problem now we can come up with a solution, and maybe the solution is that I'll tell them. So you're probably wondering, well, what would happen if I told them? So let's say you decide they're gonna go up and you're gonna tell them, you're gonna have a conversation with them and maybe come up with a plan. Or let's say you lose your shit and then you tell them in a fight and you scream like, well, you're a narcissist. So when you do this, you think, oh, something will change, like they heard me. Nope, you have just woken up a beast. You have woken up a toddler tantrum. You now have figured them out. They know, you know, they aren't who they pretend to be. They need you and others to believe this image that they put out of themselves. Because underneath all of that ego is deep shame, low self-worth, and insecurity. And they don't want their inner shame to come out. And by you calling them out, you're awakening that. And so they are losing control. And what do people do when they lose control? They lose their shit sometimes. And they try to find ways that they can gain back that control. Now a master plan is coming into play. So you have to understand they cannot self-reflect, they cannot empathize, they cannot hear what you're saying, and they can't genuinely change. It's a part of their brain that did not fully develop. Because that's what happens with childhood trauma, is you get stuck at the age that you were abused at, and those parts of your brains don't fully develop. So you will behave the same way, like when you're threatened, you'll behave the same way that you did when you were a child. So what happens? Like I just said, they will have an outburst like a child. So if they already know what narcissism is, because there are narcissists that do know what narcissism is, there are narcissists that are therapists, there are narcissists that have psychology degrees, there are narcissists that are doctors, there are narcissists that are lawyers, they know these things. So what they'll do is they will now try to pin it on you and convince you that you're a narcissist. Or if they don't really know about narcissism, they'll research it and they'll gather all that information, and then they will try to convince you that you are the narcissist. They also will be a lot meaner to you. So they will go into full devaluing stage. They will belittle you, they will gaslight you to the extreme, they will try to fit you in this box of making you feel like you're crazy. They will try to maybe tell you you're bipolar, you have a mental illness. They'll blame you, so even if they admit to doing some of the things, they'll say like, well, you're the reason why. Or they'll say like, oh, this is normal, this is who I am, get over it. So making excuses for themselves. Or they'll stonewall you. So they may not even talk to you and they'll ignore you. Or also this could potentially be the start of a discard stage where they realize like you're not good supply anymore. So now they may try to get rid of you so they can get that good supply. Or on another extreme end, because narcissists are all about manipulation, they can pretend like they are wanting the help or they are needing the help. So they give you this little bit of hope, but really they are afraid of abandonment. They're afraid of their image being tarnished, or they're afraid of not having that supply anymore. So because of that, they will act like they need the help. They want to work on themselves. They want to work on the relationship. And maybe there'll be temporary changes, but really what's going on is they are manipulating you to make it seem like they're changing, and they will also manipulate the therapist or whoever they're seeing at the time that you are the problem, and then they will turn them against you. And then they can turn it back onto you. They are trying to bully you into submission so that you're less likely to stand up for yourself, bring up the topic again, or speak up. Aside from all of that, This is where the lovely smear campaign comes into play. And a smear campaign is when they hurt your reputation and they try to take credibility away from you. They try to undermine your credibility and they completely demolish your name. So they will go to your friends, your family members, people that are close to you or people that are close to them and talk badly about you. They will maybe make up lies, which they don't really think they're lies because they're convinced of their lies. They will victimize themselves and they will try to turn others against you. They are trying to save face. They know you know who they are. So they're trying to save face and make sure that you don't convince anyone of this false narrative that you have put out. So they're trying to get people on their side, which goes into the flying monkeys. And flying monkeys are just people that act on the behalf of the narcissist. So these are people that believe what the narcissist is saying, and then they will go to you and repeat what's going on, or they'll try to convince you of how you are this certain person that the narcissist has conveyed to them. They do the narcissist dirty work. So they go full-blown high school mean girl. And a smear campaign is one of the most detrimental, painful, horrible experiences to ever go through. It can make you feel like you're literally going crazy because they're trying to turn so many people against you, and you feel like you're constantly on the attack because your name is being dragged through the mud. And they do this all because of their ego. It elevates them to feel like they're in some sort of control and they're able to cover their tracks. This is how they deal with their deep shame and their inability to face reality. They just want to stay in this delusional world. And you'll become an enemy because you're not fitting into their delusional world. You're not allowing them to manipulate or gaslight you. You figured it out. And they also, to some degree, also want you to have an emotional outburst as well. They want you to fit that narrative that they're telling everyone. They want you to react to the abuse that they're enduring. So that way it gives them more credibility. Like, hey, they are this crazy person. Like, look how they're behaving. Which will definitely in the future have more videos on how to deal with this smear campaign and how to deal with flying monkeys. But I would definitely say is definitely don't give them that emotional reaction. Block, delete, move yourself away from any of those situations if you were involved with any of those people right now. All in all, telling the narcissist they are a narcissist will not have the outcome that you would hope for or that you expected. They're not going to admit it. They're not going to really change. There might be some fake changes, or they're going to completely turn on you. They're incapable. So it's something that you have to let go. Telling them will hurt you more than it will help you. In a healthy relationship, it makes sense to communicate what's going on, to come up with some solutions. But with a narcissist, they're incapable. It will never happen. So you have to internalize, accept this is a reality, and that you'll never be able to have a normal functioning relationship with them, which we have videos on it, which I'll leave right here, on how to deal with a narcissist or how to respond to a narcissist. So would I recommend telling the narcissist they're a narcissist? It's all up to you. This is exactly what happened. If you feel the consequences are worth it, then this is what you're up against. But really, if you think about your end goal, what is your end goal? Is it for mental sanity or to prove that you're right? So what happened to me? Why do I know this? When I was 20, I told my narcissist they were a narcissist. And then they took time to convince me that I was a narcissist and I was bipolar and I was crazy and that I was the one that needed help. And then they proceeded to try to turn my family against me. All because I wanted to try to help and save my narcissist. So 10 out of 10 would not recommend. So what do you guys think? Leave it all in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with somebody you think may need it. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye guys. But really, they are afraid of oh my god, I just got so scared. A hawk just literally flew over.